So welcome back to another Breaking and Venturing episode. So we're here to invite you into the world of the Adams County Sheriff's Office and beyond. So we're going to share the backgrounds, stories, and experiences of the men and women of the Adams County Sheriff's Office and the greater law enforcement and public safety community. So I'm your host, Sergeant Adam Sherman, and today we're visiting with Captain Manuel Carrillo to discuss the role of a life of service and a life in career in law enforcement. So welcome, sir.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for being here. So just to start off, just if you can give us just some background on who you are and what led you to this point.
Oh, wow. So I had I've been here for 23 years with the Sheriff's Office. It's been an awesome career from the beginning. But before that, I guess I can talk about where I came from. Because I have a little bit of an accent. I'm sure the viewers might notice it.
New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey accent. But no, I was born in the United States, but grew up in Mexico. I was a little backwards.
Okay.
But I grew up in the state of Chihuahua. Lived there from the age of 2 until I was 13 or so. And then that's when we migrated here to Colorado. My dad was already here working. And that started when I started going to school, had to pick up English, and then eventually graduated back in 98 in Brighton High School.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so from there on, I wanted to have a purpose. I wanted to keep going, so I ended up joining the United States Air Force and enlisted in the Air Force and got shipped around. Nice.
What was one of your favorite, like, not deployments, but stations?
So I was... my career was security force, so it's kind of like an MP in the Air Force. And then we got to go, actually got deployed to Germany. So I was in Germany, Ramstein, Germany for 2 years. Okay. It was an awesome experience being 18 years old in Europe, get to travel all over Europe and everything else. Yeah. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, just open your eyes to things beyond your neighborhood, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But I also got to learn a lot. I go to school, got some college classes there as well. Got to get the education aspect out of it. And also got to travel, got to see, made some great friends, and got to experience. That was when I started experiencing some about leadership, seeing good leaders, bad leaders, as you start going on your career and everything else. And then after being there for 2 years, I got deployed down to Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada. So by then I was already 21, so it was a little chaotic.
Nice. See any aliens or anything down there?
No.
Secret
Area
hangars?
51? No.
Yeah. Any looky-loos?
Yeah.
Well, did you have any inspiration about getting into the military, or what led to that?
So I didn't. Since growing up in Mexico, I'm first generation in the United States, Mexican American, and nobody in my family had ever joined the U.S. military, or even that, as far as I know, the Mexican military. So I was the first one to graduate high school in the United States, and I was the first one to enlist in the armed forces, which I was grateful. It was this country has given me a lot of great opportunities, and I was grateful to give something back.
Oh, well, thank you for your service too. And then, bridging the gap from your military service and getting into law enforcement, how'd you make that jump?
So I got out in 2002, October of 2002. So I ended up moving back to my parents' house in Colorado temporarily, and I remember my mom, because I was planning to spend about 3 months off, go maybe to Mexico, hang out, and have a little vacation. So my mom comes in and she's like, "Hey, I got an interview for you already for a job position." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, come on, Mom.
Yeah. And she's like, "I'm where?" And she's like, "With the sheriff of Adams County." I'm like, "What?" So a little background: she used to work as a cleaning lady for the old headquarters. She used to clean the office there, and they liked it so much that the sheriff and his wife, Luz Marie Scheer, this is Bill Scheer, asked her to if she wanted to clean their house, and she did, and that's when they started talking about me getting out of the Air Force, and they asked me, or they told her that, "Hey, invite him over, we'll invite him for dinner, and we can talk about see if he wants a career." Yeah. So I ended up going to to have dinner with the sheriff, and his wife, and it was a great dinner. And after having dinner, he invited me to the garage. We opened up a beer, and he's like, "So do you want a job?" And I'm like, "Well, yes, sir. I would love to have a job." So I began my career here in 2002. A month later or so, after my background and everything else, as a DS, a detention specialist.
Okay.
Civilian working the towers, opening the doors for the jail for all the inmates, and keeping an eye on the officer deputies as they were working on the floor.
Nice. And then how long did you do that before you went to an academy?
So I did that for 3 months.
Okay.
And then I got the opportunity to go to the academy. And back then, we didn't have our own established academy. We had to go down to Jeffco. So I ended up going to Jeffco and graduating from the Jefferson County Academy.
Nice. So when you started, was it what you expected? So you had a little glimpse as a DS, but then when you came out of the academy, was it what you expected, or what was it like for you?
It was. As a TS, it felt like you were restrained. You're stuck in the tower, so you can, even though you saw your officers getting involved, going hands-on or doing certain things, and you're still stuck in there, in that nest, as they're getting involved and everything. You try to provide all the help by calling a code and making sure that they're safe. So once I was able to be on the floor and be involved and everything else, it was a total different experience, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, especially as a personal experience too. You go from, that environment to now you're physically managing up to 120 some odd inmates potentially if every room is double booked or double bunked. I mean, at a very young age, you're learning personnel management. And even in that aspect, leadership and stuff. So,
and I think that's where you learn how to utilize your communication skills as well, because it's not just going in there acting tough. Is if you're able to use your communication skills with these guys and talk and give them the respect, they'll give you the respect back, and you'll get a lot of things done a lot easier than trying to use force all the time.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, just that basic human dignity is huge, because I had that to where, you have your expectations how you run your housing module, but hey, I got to be here 12 hours regardless. We can make it easier, we can make it tough. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys, but at least give them that little bit of margin for that basic respect to them. Definitely paid up, and it worked out to my favor, because when I went out to patrol, and I had a guy that used to routinely serve meals for me when I worked in the jail. And sure enough, I see him on a call. I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? He remembered me right away, so we're chatting. And then I don't know why I thought of it, but because it wasn't even that, it was related to something else. But I was just like, hey, I'm like, I'm kind of new, and, I'm supposed to be active. Do you mind if I just look in your car real quick just so I can tell my sergeant, he's fine. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem, man. And he's still chatting me up as I go through, and I get a written consent signed from him and everything. So I'm like, I'm new, so this is what I need to do. Sure enough, I'd remembered back in the jail days, he was in for dope. So he's in for drug stuff. But, everything in here is yours, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Even that bag? He's like, I'm like, yeah, that's mine. In it, I had scales. I had tons of variety of drugs in different amounts. I had client lists. Like, I had a whole thing that I was able just to hand over to the drug task force. But just from the origins of years before, having basic human dignity. And he remembered that I was just fair. Yeah. I didn't go around hugging everybody. I didn't go around yelling at everybody. I was just fair and decent at how I ran my housing module.
Goes a long way.
It paid off later down the line to where, he had a pretty big case with North Metro, which if he's somehow listening to this and still in custody or on probation, sorry. But yeah, so it's I think that's important, and especially as you go up and throughout your career. So I'm glad you brought that up. So were there any experiences, whether through military or the early law enforcement, that kind of shaped this idea of service? So you mentioned just giving back to the country, but just, was there anything in particular that happened that you're like, I'm meant for this, or this is something I want to continue to do throughout my life?
I think not truly through high school or anything like that, but when I went to the service, that kind of opens up your eyes of service before self, and giving back and stuff. So by doing that, I think that kind of set the foundation of what I wanted to do. And when I got out of the service and joined the sheriff's office, it it was something that it started kind of growing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I progressed through my career, doing different things, different parts of my career, like going to patrol, and from there going to North Metro, Drug Task Force, and going to investigations. Once I went to investigations, that kind of really opened up the service portion of it, where I really started talking more to victims, being involved with victims, being involved with the community, and seeing what the needs of the community, and trying to provide some of those services for the community.
Nice. Now, was there anything in the military service? So you mentioned that you were kind of like a security services or like an MTP. Was that a smooth transition into law enforcement, or was there anything significant that prepared you for that jump into local law enforcement?
I think it was somewhat of a smooth transition, even though in the service you have the UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and that's kind of like your CRS, your Colorado Revised Statute.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the laws that you gotta kind of apply.
Yeah.
So you get to learn what laws you have and represent those laws or enforce those laws on base.
Yeah.
And then, so we did the law enforcement aspect of it, but we also did the security aspect of it, as well as providing security for Priority 1 resources and aircrafts and all the cool gadgets that the Air Force has,
Yeah. Those bombers and all that cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you mentioned some of your job assignments and different things through, whether it's jail, patrol, investigations. Have you had any that stood out? Like, what were some of your favorite assignments that you got to do in your career?
Oh, I done plenty of them. So I think one of them was the North Metro Drug Task Force. I got to do a lot of undercover cases and investigations. So much that we started doing undercover cases for the county, because it's the task force is built up by different agencies within Adams County. So you have different members from and leadership from different agencies.
Okay.
As you work together, we started making big cases and everything else, and then we started kind of catching the eye of the federal agencies, where they're like, well, we could utilize some of those undercovers as well. So we started doing undercovers. I did undercovers for FBI, DEA, ATF, ICE.
Nice.
It was a cool experience. So much that they actually sent me to a federal school to get certified as an undercover agent.
Okay.
So it was awesome.
Got to have 2 badges.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. Was there like a crazy or fun experience that stands out from anything like that?
Oh, some of them were pretty crazy cases. I don't know if I can talk some of those about those. But
just general. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think some of them we got to work with big. Back then, this is back in 2008, 2009, 2010. That's when you had all the cartel wars going on and stuff. So we got to work with some heavy hitters from some cartel organizations. So there's some stories there, but I think we can probably bring us some
classified.
Yeah.
Well, what about here, just even locally, just as working the jail or pushing a patrol car, or even as a detective, like any fun, crazy experiences that stand out?
Oh man, it's a tough question.
So I'll go first.
All right.
So
let's see.
as a detective, I got known as, if anybody knows the movie Office Space, as kind of like the Milton of our group. I kept getting left out, to where there was a series of like search warrants. We're like, all right, hey, we're all meeting up at this location. I'm like, okay, great. I've got a filing, and then I'll be there. And then all of a sudden I get there, everybody's gone, and like nobody called me. So sure enough, there's one where you may have even been a part of it. We're like, okay, guys, we have to go search this.
I think that was my fault.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. We can really hash this out. But it was like, hey, we're going to like this dump. We have to go search for evidence, and like, okay, and same thing where I already had something scheduled, but I'll meet you guys there. I even grabbed my like little coveralls that you guys provided for us, and all of a sudden I'm there. I'm like, nobody's around. Oh, maybe they're on the other side. Nobody's around. So I called. And all of a sudden, I hear the chatter in the background of like plates and like, silverware and people. And I'm like, oh yeah, we just cleared. I'm like, what? Like, no. And then I hear later like, oh yeah, we just forgot about Sherman again.
Yeah,
like,
that was my fault. I was a sergeant on during that time, and
I was like, hello, excuse me, hello. I was told we would be conducting a search warrant. Hello. Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, that's one where then all of a sudden the memes popped up, and
And then we got you the red staple.
Yeah, I got the red stapler. I still have it. Yeah, I got my red stapler. Yeah, but I mean, there's so many crazy things, but that's just one where kind of a nickname or lifestyle came about up here at Detectives. But I mean, anything where you're on a call, or you just, whether it's a warrant or just even a call for service, that you're just like, I've got the greatest job. Like, I get to see the coolest stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think everything in my career has been almost like that, like where you look at the whole picture and of everything you've done throughout your career, and it's just everything's been awesome as far as what the sheriff's office has provided for us as a career, and every step. I think one of the funny parts was we were when I was in the North Metro Drug Task Force. We had a National Geographic TV series called Weed Wars coming out and interviewing us. And I remember that we all were wearing our balaclavas, and we had to do an interview and talk to the people who were recording us and everything else. Yeah. And I remember I was talking about for 10 minutes and just had this great story about how we ended up taking down this illegal marijuana grow. And as I look at the series, I'm looking at the TV one day, they put all the subtitles underneath me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on around here? Like, nobody else got it, but I think, I don't know if they were having a hard time understanding my accent or what, but I had all these subtitles coming out underneath me, and some of them were even the same thing I was saying,
That's funny.
But from there on, people always gave me a hard time about my accent and stuff like that, so throughout my career. But it's fun, and
you take it in stride.
Yeah,
you take it well. Because I remember when I first came up here, I was assigned to you as my sergeant. So I guess first I'll start with a question. When you dream, do you dream in English or Spanish?
I think and dream in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was warned, because you're just like, okay, when you're on the duty and you have to call me, you have to give me a couple seconds, because I might start yelling at you in Spanish. And I was just like, okay. So yeah, there were a few middle of the night phone calls where I called you and you're just like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, are you ready? You're like, oh wait, sorry. Yes, I'm ready now. So explain, so I guess currently now, so you've risen up, you spent a lot of your time in investigation. So you're now taking on a role that's new to our agency.
Yes.
So as a detective captain, can you just kind of explain what that's going to look like? And it's a unique spot, because you kind of get to craft too. You get to work along with the division chief, but you get to kind of craft what this is going to look like and how it's going to benefit the division.
Well, it's top secret, first of all. Can't talk too much about it.
We're back in the classified. Okay.
Yeah. Now, the position is currently our division is growing very rapidly, and we're getting a lot of new technology and new ways to provide modern ways to provide detective work in law enforcement. And so we have some future projects that are coming in, and this position as a captain is mostly trying to be more of a project manager to kind of work with those projects and making sure that we achieve those projects in a timely manner and get that technology to kind of focus more on the community and stuff like that. So it's some new things coming in. It's going to benefit the agency. It's going to benefit the community. Mm-hmm. It's going to benefit the detectives, the way they do detective work. We also have some new technology coming in for our lab as well, which is going to benefit the property evidence aspect of it, the CSIs and the DNA, how we report and write reports and keep all that data together and stuff like that. So it's kind of exciting because I get to get my hands in it and start working with all these projects. But also get to work with the new commanders, because currently right now we're waiting for new promotions, get new commanders out here. So get to work with the new command staff, build out our new command style out here, and so I know it's exciting new things coming in, more detectives. We're getting additional detectives, so this division is definitely growing, and I'm extremely excited to be part of it and be able to help mold the division in the view of our division chief and the sheriff. Yeah,
and for those that are listening that are outside of law enforcement, like a detective division, I mean, our jail division relies on it, our patrol division relies on it, our DA's office relies on it. I mean, our professional standards, like there's a lot of liability within this. So that's where you have, just your checks and balances, your case management, your property evidence management, all that stuff. You need to be on top of your game because there's a lot of things that can, small things can affect a lot down the line.
The way that you collect evidence, or if you collect the evidence in the wrong way and then now you're collecting DNA from it, well, you might get the DNA thrown out because the evidence itself wasn't collected right, or you didn't do it right and stuff like that. So it has a lot of moving parts, like you said, and if you go to court and you go to trial and you get some of those discovery issues, it definitely is going to throw the whole case away.
And defense attorneys never really make a big deal out of those too.
Oh no.
when those pop up. Yeah, I mean, that's what, there's a lot of things that were cases and even just the reputation of your agency can go wrong within this division. So, well, I'm happy for you. I'm excited to see what comes of it. And it sounds like that's kind of going to be a passion project too to take on. What other things have you found passion in throughout your career?
Oh, some of the things throughout my career, I got to work a lot with the community, as you do as well. And I love it. I've been involved with the community, especially with the Hispanic community, trying to build that trust. Coming from Mexico and knowing the Mexican culture, there's a lot of mistrust with law enforcement, especially down there, with corruption and everything else. So when they come over here, when they're victims of a crime or even witnesses, they're afraid to come out because they don't know how we're going to react or what we're going to do. So one of the passions, which I've been in community events, radio stations, and TV, trying to build that trust with the community, and it's a passion that I love doing and working with the community as well.
Yeah, and I mean, over the years, I know you've done, we have like the Plaza Latina Shopping Center doing hosting community events there, and just going to where the community is, and whether that's Hispanic, whether that's for schools and just education purposes, and just being personable and approachable is huge.
Well, even recruiting too. Back when I started, you didn't have a lot of Mexican Americans that spoke Spanish in this agency, and now being able to talk to a lot of people in the community and showing them that we have great careers and everything else. Now we have a lot of Mexican Americans in the sheriff's office or in bilinguals, and it's growing, man. It's been fantastic.
So it's not just you doing all the translations and taking all the reports.
Not anymore.
Oh, darn it. Yeah. No, and I think it's and just in general, as an agency, just nationwide, your agency should reflect the community you serve. Yeah. And here in Adams County, we do have what I think we're probably close to 50% just Hispanic heritage, to where the agency should reflect that. So I'm glad to hear that we're getting to that point. Yeah. So we'll take a little turn. So what's a fun fact about you that people might not know or would be surprised to know?
Oh, fun fact. I'm not sure.
Or what's I'll give you a gimme. I'll give you a softball one while you think of it. So what do you have any other auxiliary tasks as a part of the agency that's not directly tied into your day-to-day job?
I guess I'm a certified bomb tech.
What?
Yeah.
No way. That's cool.
So I just got certified last year. I got to go to Huntsville, Alabama. They have a bomb school out there where we get certified through the FBI. Mm-hmm. And so we get to there's only, in the whole nation, there's only 1% of certified bomb techs in the whole nation.
Oh, wow.
Out of the population. So it's kind of cool being a part of that elite group, I guess you can say. And so you get to work with different agencies, and they teach you how to work around bombs or I would say not really bombs, but explosive devices, and how to break them down and work around and stuff like that. And we have a lot of cool technologies too. We have robots that we utilize on that. We have a big truck that we can drive around, and we have our suits where we can put in our bomb suits so we can be protected as we're trying to work around these explosives and stuff like that. So it's awesome. It's a good career. It's a good push. Part of my career.
And staying on the front edge of just the newest technology, the newest best practices. Yep. Even stuff you may have done 2 years ago has totally changed on what it needs to happen or the current needs are. And I know just for us, there's a lot of and it's probably similar for a lot of other sheriff's offices, but we have a lot of just resources and specialty units that local agencies don't. So you do get to work alongside of a lot of our municipal partners to help them out when they have devices or, bomb threats or things called in, to where you guys are deployed for those, which is a huge asset for them to be able to rely on you guys. So with that too, what made you get into bomb? Because me looking at it, I'm thinking science. I'm thinking just like a whole bunch of nerd stuff that I don't want to bother with. So what attracted you to possibly being?
Well, I've always been a big nerd with chemistry and physics.
Okay.
Science has always been something I've been strong in in school. So that aspect of it, I already had it kind of helping me out. But I always been a adrenaline junkie too. So in a way, so I was part of the SWAT team for several years, and that was awesome as well. But eventually we had too many sergeants on the team, so I got kicked out of the team. So I had to look for something new, and around that time they had an opening for the bomb squad, so I ended up testing for it and ended up getting it. And so I started out as a paratech, which you're kind of like the apprentice. Mm-hmm. You're kind of learning how everything works, and eventually when they have the opportunity to send you to the school, you go to the school. But no, it's been an awesome career there, or awesome time there. It's been, I think I've been in the team already for 5-6 years, and there's also some crazy stories too that we've been able to respond to.
Are those classified?
No.
Okay.
Like we had one recently when I just got certified. One of the first calls we got was there was a bank on Colfax, because anything in Adams County we respond to. So even though it was Aurora, they called us because a portion of it is ours. And there was a female who attempted to rob a bank. And so she walked in there with a briefcase, and she said that she had a bomb inside the briefcase, and she demanded the cash. So everybody in there kind of looked at her like, no, that's not true, and they kind of ignored her.
Yeah.
So she got freaked out, so she left. But she left the package in the middle of the bank. So now we had to respond. I had to suit up and go in there, and so first we did some X-rays, make sure that to see if we had an actual explosive in there, and after that I had to go ahead and open up the package. But it was a little freaky at first, that was my first major call, and trying to figure out if we actually had an explosive there or not, and we did not. At the end, it was a bunch of toys in there. It didn't have anything, but you still gotta take it pretty serious.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point to hit on, is whether it's for hazardous materials or just even any law enforcement call at all, we prefer that we respond and take it and act like it was real, instead of the other way around, if we don't show up or we're messing around and it was something real. So we always prefer to take that precaution and take the best steps, and then the role of public safety. Well, I guess if you had a message for somebody, much like yourself coming out of the military, but just a message for somebody out there who might be interested in career law enforcement, but they're not sure, what's something you could say, just be like, hey, it's worth a look.
Oh, yeah, definitely it's worth a look. Come in and talk to our recruiters, talk to any of us, and we can definitely give you some of our life experiences and some of the stuff we've done. So far, working with the Sheriff's Office, it's been awesome. It's been a great career. I had some up and downs throughout my career, but you learn to move forward and keep working hard at it. And I think all the hard work and effort, shows eventually when you start moving up the chain and everything else. But no, definitely come in. The Sheriff's Office, especially Adams County, has tons of opportunities everywhere you need to go. If you want to go to patrol, you want to go to K9, you want to go become a SWAT member or go to work, we have plenty of detectives that are in different undercover capacities in different units within Adams County, and so you can go anywhere and definitely have a great career and go from there.
Yeah, and the cool thing too is we have a very large professional side too, to where we need people to help. We have an army behind us, for records and court services and finance and IT and just anything. So I know the Sheriff's Office has something for everybody. So last thing I'll ask is, if you had a magic wand, if you could just snap your fingers and just fix anything that you've seen throughout your career, and or maybe things have even got better in some aspects, what would it be?
Wow. Not sure about that one.
Okay. That's all right. Well, and I'm sure like an easy, like, I didn't want to give you a too easy one, but I'm like going from you're like, did you have to handwrite your reports? So have you been here from the transition from handwritten to now you can have a...
So I didn't get to start with handwritten reports. And I guess that's one of the things about technology has changed through the years. And but back then we were still typing, but we used floppy disks.
Oh, yeah.
And the bad thing about those floppy disks is you keep reusing them and reusing them throughout the day or throughout the week.
Yeah.
They get corrupted or they get broken. And so you're typing your report and trying to save it in this floppy disk, and eventually you lose everything. And you got to retype everything up. So I guess that would be one of the things I would maybe fix throughout back then is being able to save some of that information. And then eventually we had flash drives, the first ones that came out, and that kind of helped out a little bit. And technology started progressing from there. So
yeah, I guess maybe that's it too. Is just embracing technology as it evolves, being able to incorporate it into what we do in law enforcement to help us out. But I couldn't imagine like you're on your third page of this warrant and just like.
Well, not even that. Like on patrol back then, we were coming in with 7 reports per day and stuff. And as you progress throughout the day, you're writing your reports and you think you're saving it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you don't have anything. It's like, oh my God,
I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be late.
yeah.
No, that's hilarious. No, and you've seen a lot of that evolution to even to where, people sharing a camera, not having access, having to always come back to the station to make a call, to where now we have assigned cell phones. We all have, you have a camera on it. You have great technology.
Back then, we still had pay phones. You had to go and have some quarters so you can go use the pay phone to call, whoever you had to call around that time too. But also, phones started coming out, and we could use phones. Some of them were still pixelated, so they're going to take no good pictures and everything else. And you started seeing the progression on cameras. So far as that now we even wear our own cameras and carry our own cameras. So it's been a crazy 23 years seeing all the technology progression.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, if you want to be on the cutting edge of something, there's always a career in law enforcement for sure. So, well, I appreciate you being here with us and sharing some of your background, sharing some of your stories, and follow us on social media. So we're on all the major platforms, and we have an email address if you'd like to write in any topic ideas, any questions, anything like that we can answer. So you can just email communitykonnections@adcogov.org. And please share our podcast and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.